Good morning, everyone. Uh, Thank you, Megan, for introducing me. So this was an emergency talk. So we had another speaker scheduled, but he had expressed his inability due to his unavoidable commitments. So I had to step in and deliver this talk. So I have already presented this workshop on Indic NLP at SciPi India 2020. So this is an interesting topic. So I thought of sharing it with the community. So most of the people are working with the natural language processing for English language. So when we consider natural language processing, it is really hard with respect to English or with respect to European languages, but it becomes even harder when we consider Indic languages because the language structure, grammar is totally different. But Python has a huge community, and in India also there are many people who are working on to solve this problem. So in this talk we will see few of the packages and how we can perform simple natural language processing tasks on Indian languages. So I have not prepared much of the slides, so I will be showing the demonstration of uh, several packages. Just a minute. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. So today we will try to address introduction to natural language processing, then introduction to NLP for Indian languages, then how we can install few packages related to Indic NLP. So they are INLTK, Indic NLP library, and Stanza. So we will not be able to cover all these things because it's a 2 to 3 hours content, and I need to fit it in just 1 hour. So I need to finish the content in 1 hour. So I will just set the uh, foundation for Indic NLP and you can continue from that point. Of course, this workshop video is already available on YouTube and when you search, you will get it. Okay. So when we consider installations, there are three options. You can install it on your laptop. If you are not able to install it on your laptop, then you can use REPL website. So REPL stands for Read, Evaluate, Print Loop, and you can use it in combination with GitHub. That is, you can store your code on GitHub. You can import the code in REPL, execute the code, modify the code, save the code, then again execute the code. So once everything is working fine, then again you can push it back to REPL. So this is second option. And third option is Kaggle Notebook. So I am going to use Kaggle Notebook because it is very simple to set up, and you can easily start working with all these packages using Kaggle Notebook. But if you set it on a laptop, then you will be able to do more useful things. That's because some libraries like Indic NLP library, there are some aspects, there are some data sets which are huge, and it is better if you, it will work better if you install it on your laptop. Okay, so these are the commands basically to install INLTK. You can use pip install and the command mentioned. So pip install INLTK is the command to install INLTK library, but it has got a prerequisite requirement, that is it needs a PyTorch version 1.7.1. Okay, so to install the dependency, you can run the previous command. The next is You can also go for indic NLP library. So it's simply the pip command which we are using to install our libraries. So to install indic NLP library, you can say pip install indic NLP library. Then to install stanza, you can say pip install stanza. Then next, in this diagram, you can see some basic concept related to natural language processing. Now we are focusing on three major libraries: INLTK, Indic NLP library, and Stanford NLP. Now note here that the important thing is that sometimes single library may be sufficient, but sometimes you may have to use one or more libraries because other library or some library may not support some features. Okay, say for example, INLTK may not support uh, n-gram analysis. So in that case, you may have to go for other library. So it may not support maybe named entity recognition or dependency parsing. Then in that case, you can go for Stanford NLP. Now let's look at the few concepts which are most widely used in NLP. So the first concept is tokenization. In tokenization, what we do is the document is given as the input. Then your document consists of paragraphs, sentences, and words. Okay. So depending on your requirement, you need to tokenize them into sentences and words. Okay. So this is very, very important because we need to count the frequency of words. The next is text completion. In text completion, what happens is a partial sentence is given as input, and your library will try to generate the next set of words. So that means you can give any incomplete sentence as input, then your software may try to complete it. The next is the similarity of sentences. So you can consider two sentences and try to calculate the similarity score of those two sentences. The next is transliteration. Now, when we consider transliteration, actually there is another concept called as translation. So people often confuse between translation and transliteration. So in translation, what happens? We convert the sentence from one language to another language. Say, for example, there is a sentence in English. When I say translate, I can translate it into another language, say Spanish or Kannada or Hindi. Okay. But when I consider transliteration, it is literal translation. Okay. Say, for example, if I write a sentence, uh, Bharat ek sundar desh hai, then I can write the same statement in English, in Hindi, in Kannada, or in any language. Okay. But when you read it, you are going to read it as Bharat ek sundar desh hai. It is not translating, it is transliterating. So you are just representing the Hindi sentence in different languages. Okay, that is transliteration. The next is phonetic analysis. In phonetic analysis, basically we are going to deal with the sounds. So we are going, the main goal in phonetic analysis is to check how two characters sound. Okay. Then next concept is lemmatization. In lemmatization, what happens is you are going to convert a given word into its root form. Okay. Say for example, there's a uh, term called as checking. Okay. When I convert checking to its root form, then I'm going to truncate ing, that is the suffix part. Okay, we are going to truncate all suffixes and prefixes of a word in lemmatization. Okay, say for example, checked will also become check, checking will also become check. Okay, sitting will become sit. Okay, that means we are going to convert the word into its root form. This is very, very important because in NLP, when we are performing statistical analysis, we are going to count the frequency of words. So in that case, our software will treat checking as a different word, checked as a different word, right? We don't want that to happen because that is not going to give us the accurate results. Okay. If there is a word called as checking, then it will say frequency as 1. If there is a word called as checked, then again it will say that frequency as 1. But when you convert it into its root form, okay, so checking will become check, checked will also become check. Now the count is 2 because you are counting only the root forms. So in that way, it will help us to eliminate unwanted things. Then you can also go for part of speech tagging. Then next is named entity recognition. In named entity recognition, you can recognize the entity and you can identify whether it is the name, whether it is the place, and so on. Then in dependency parsing, you are showing the dependency between two words. Okay. So I have explained few of the concepts of NLP in brief. Uh, there are actually very nice tutorials and a lot of useful information is available in the internet. You can just go through the uh, net to understand the details of these concepts. Now, INLTK library, so it's a natural language toolkit for Indic languages. So it is created by Gaurav Arora. INLTK aims to provide out-of-the-box support for various NLP tasks that an application developer might need for Indic languages. Now it supports native languages and code mixed languages. So we can see what is code mixed language and what is a uh, native language. So when I say native language, you are going to deal with a single language. Say for example, Kannada, Hindi, Marathi, right? Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, and so on. But when I say code mixed languages, you are mixing two languages. Now we don't speak in our native languages. We always speak in code mixed languages. Say for example, I don't speak Kannada, I speak English. So those who are speaking Hindi, they are not speaking Hindi, they are speaking English. So what happens here is we mix the words of other languages when we are speaking. Okay. Say for example, uh, we use a lot of terms like hello, best, bye, thank you, even in our native language conversation. So INLTK supports even code mixed languages. So INLTK is currently supported only on Linux and Windows 10 with Python version greater than 3.6. So this is the requirement. And also there's another requirement. You need a Torque library of 1.7.1 version. So there are two links mentioned. You can note down these links. You can visit those links for more information. The next is Indic NLP library features. Now, if you see here, in India, the languages are divided into two classes, Indo-Aryan and Dravidian. So in case of Indo-Aryan, we have Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Urdu, then Marathi, Nepali, Odia, Punjabi, Sindhi, Simhala, Sanskrit, and Konkani languages. Whereas in case of Dravidian category, we have four languages: Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu, and Tamil. Then others is the English. So by default, they support NLP on English language, but you can also perform tasks on these languages. Then also, if you consider the features here, there are some features supported by these libraries. For example, normalization, tokenization, word segmentation, then romanization, and so on. Now, if you look at this table here, Dravidian languages they support all these features. For example, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, and Malayalam, they support all these features. Now, with respect to Indo-Aryan languages, only Hindi, Punjabi, Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, and Konkani. So these languages support all features. So you can see some cross marks there. So that means some features are missing in those languages. So either they are under development or there is a scope to add those features. So if you are interested in contributions, you can just check the Indic NLP library and its documentation. Maybe it's a GitHub repo for the present status. Now, if you see here, it supports more than 18 languages. So this library is developed by Anup Kunchukuttan. So again, the source is mentioned here. So to know more about the details, you can visit this URL. Then Indic NLP library features. So it's created by Anup Kunchukuttan. So the goal of Indic NLP library is to build Python-based libraries for common text processing and natural language processing in Indian languages. Indian languages share a lot of similarity in terms of script, phonology, language syntax, etc. And this library is an attempt to provide a general solution to very commonly required tool sets for Indian language text. So again, the URLs have been mentioned here. Even the notebook is included. Jupyter notebook is included. You can directly click on it, or even if you just go to the first URL, you will get the link for second one. Okay. Then the third library is Stanza. It is more powerful library when we think of cross-language or multilingual NLP. So it's by Stanford University. Earlier it was known as Stanford NLP, but now they have changed the name. So now it is known as Stanza. So it's a Python NLP package for many human languages. So Stanza is a collection of accurate and efficient tools for many human languages in one place. So starting from raw text to syntactic analysis and entity recognition, Stanza brings state-of-the-art NLP models to languages of your choosing. So native Python implementation requiring minimal efforts to set up. Then full neural network pipeline for robust text analytics, including tokenization, multi-word token expansion, lemmatization, part of speech tagging, then morphological features tagging, dependency parsing, and named entity recognition. So these are the some features supported by Stanza NLP. There are, to know more about the features supported by Stanza, you can visit the URLs mentioned here. Then pre-trained neural models are available for 66 human languages. So it is not just Indian languages. It has been developed for languages around the world. So it supports English, Spanish, German, and so on. So with respect to Indic languages, it supports presently Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, and Urdu. But again, wide support is available for Hindi language. So less support is available for other languages. So still it is under development and a lot of scope is available here. So a stable officially maintained Python interface to Core NLP. Now there is a website called as stanza.run. So if you go to this website, you can actually see the demo. You can input a paragraph of text and you can perform NLP task on that. You can see the output there. So to see the demonstration, you need not have to even install this. So you can just go to stanza.run, paste a paragraph of text, and it will show the output. Okay, so this was about my presentation. So what I'll do now is I'll stop the presentation and I'll share the screen again. So we'll try to perform some things practically. So just give me a few minutes. So I hope my screen is visible now. Okay. So you can go to the URL here. So it's a GitHub repository. So I can post this link here. Okay. So I have shared the link in the chat box where all the resources of this talk are available. So all the sample codes are available and how to set up, how to install, and how to run Kaggle notebooks. So all the instructions are available in the URL which I have just shared in the chat box. Now, so there are multiple setup instructions, so you can follow the one which you find easy. Okay. So important ones are these. If you are using Kaggle notebook, you can directly copy these commands and install the required libraries. Now here, in this case, you can see here, I have copied and pasted this command. Now when you are working in the notebook, there is an additional syntax which you need to follow. You need to place an exclamation mark before the installation command. It is very important, and that's a syntax you need to follow to install any package. But if you are installing it on your local machine, then you need not have to specify exclamation mark. You can directly start with pip command. Now there are some warnings here. I think that should be fine. So
Excuse me, sir.
now,
So we are not able to see your screen.
okay, but it says it's sharing here. Let me try it once again.
Yes, sir, because it's blank.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So sorry for that. Okay, so let me repeat here. So I have shared the URL of GitHub repo of this Indic NLP tutorial. So you can visit that URL and you will get the details. So I have included the setup instructions and I have also included a few code examples. So you can directly move to the end of the document here and you can run these commands to install the required library. Now when you are running these commands in the notebook, you need to prefix exclamation mark. That's the syntax. Okay. So first command I have already run. Now I will run the second command. So that is pip install inltk. Okay. So I'll say exclamation mark. So pip install inltk and shift enter. So you need really good internet connection if you want to work on these codes basically, because it requires some time to install these libraries online. So it's still running. I think I'm facing some problem here with respect to the installation. Let me check. Let me wait for a few more minutes. Okay, fine. I think there's a problem here. So let's look at few of the code snippets and you'll realize how simple it is to use these libraries. So let's click on INLTK here. Now let's look at some examples. Now when you set up this, you need to first run this code. Uh, Let me increase the font size. Okay, so I hope the code is visible. So the first step is to import the inltk.inltk library and import the setup function. So in setup function, you need to specify the language code. When I say setup in bracket hi, it is going to load the Hindi language model. When I say setup of PA, it's going to load Punjabi language model. So depending on your requirement, you should load appropriate language model first. Now note here that these are all native languages. So we know that INLTK also supports mixed languages, that is code mixed languages. So as I have already spoken, so if you want to load the English, that is Hindi and English combination, then you should mention hi hyphen en. So similarly for Tanglish, that is Tamil and English, you should say ta hyphen en. So this is the first step you should do. And whenever you are setting up, it will take some time to download and set up the environment for a particular language. So without this, you cannot proceed further. This is the first step. Now let us look at few examples. Now there is a file called as remove foreign language.py. So when your Kaggle notebook is set up, you can directly copy this code and paste it in the uh, Kaggle notebook and it will work. Now in this script, the first step is again import the remove underscore foreign underscore languages. Now there is a direct function and to that function you need to pass string as the parameter. Now if you look at the string here, this string consists of words from different languages. For example, it has words from Hindi, and I think it also has words from Assamese. I'm not sure there, and it has characters from Chinese and Korean. Now note here that there is a second parameter Hindi. So what this is going to do is it's going to keep only Hindi language words and remove all other characters. It's going to remove all other words from other languages. Okay, so it's going to remove these Chinese words, Korean words, okay, even these Assamese or Bengali, whatever language words are there. So those will be removed. Only Hindi will be kept. So this will be very useful function with respect to pre-processing. The next is sentence similarity. So this code is going to tell you whether two sentences are similar. Okay. So what it is going to do is it is going to calculate the cosine similarity, and it's going to say that okay, first sentence is 70% closer to the second sentence, second sentence is 50% closer to the third sentence, and so on. Now say for example, if you look at the first statement here, Bharat ek adbhut desh hai, then there is also a statement called as Bharat ek rahasyamoy desh hai. So if you look at these two sentences, then these two are very similar. Okay, so the sentence similarity score will be high here. But if you compare the first and third sentence with the second statement, so I think there are only two sentences here. Okay. But if you consider the second, only the second sentence, then the cosine similarity will change. That's because it has got additional words like Rishi Muni or Avtaron ki Bhumi. Okay. So basically you can check the sentence similarity with this code. So you can see here we have very simple uh, codes. You just have a function and we are just passing the parameters and it is giving us the results. The next is similar sentence. Now again,
are you sharing any code?
are you seeing the code on your screen?
Nothing.
Sir, the screen is paused.
Screen is paused.
Yeah, we can see the Kaggle page right now. The Kaggle notebook page, where the pip install INLTK is there.
You're speaking on mute, sir. Can't hear you.
Okay, is the code visible now?
Yes.
Okay. So in get similar sentences, what happens is there is a function called as get underscore similar underscore sentences. The first parameter is the sentence. Then second one is number of similar sentences you want to generate based on the first sentence. And the third parameter is the language. Okay. So I want to generate 5 similar sentences, okay, of Bharat ek adbhut desh hai in Hindi language. So you can also generate more sentences which will look similar. Okay. So what it does is, in that case, you will get the sentences like Bharat ek sundar desh hai, Bharat ek adbhut desh hai, Bharat ek mahan desh hai. Okay. You will get such sentences here. The next is tokenize. So in tokenization, what we do is we divide the paragraph into words and sentences. Okay. So basically in this case, by default, we are going to tokenize it into words. Okay. So the text is Hindi text. So you can see here there is a paragraph of text is included here. Then the tokenize function, it takes Hindi text as the input and the language as the second parameter. So it's going to tokenize it into words, and it also going to calculate the frequency. It says that Prachin has been appearing for one time, Kal is appearing for one time, and so on. So tokenization is very, very important because we need to count in a paragraph, in a document, how many times that word is appearing. Okay, basically we want to compute the word frequency in a document. Then next is identify language. So there is a function called as identify underscore language. To that you can pass any sentence in any language and it will return the language. Now in this case it's going to return Hindi as the output because Bharat Ek Adbhut Desh Hai is the sentence of Hindi language. The next is text complete. So what this text complete does is it tries to predict the next words of a sentence. Okay. So now again you need to use the setup function. So in this code it is mentioned as BN, but you can change it to Hindi because we are processing on Hindi language. Now there is a function called as predict underscore next underscore words. So this function takes 4 inputs. So first one is the sentence. Second one is how many words you want to predict. Then third one is the language. And fourth one is the accuracy. So if you change this parameter, if it is low, then the next predicted words will be, they may not be related to the sentence. But if this value is high, say 0.7, 0.8 or 0.9, then the next predicted words will be closer to the sentence. Okay, so these are some functionalities of INLTK library. Then we can also see some functions of Indic NLP library. There is something called as detokenization. Okay, so detokenization, what it does is it just does the opposite of tokenization. In tokenization, what we do, we divide the sentence into words. Okay, whereas in case of detokenization, there will be set of words and you convert it into a sentence. Now say for example, you can see the input string here, right? There are basically, I guess, okay, there's a single string and inside that there are some other strings here. Okay, so that basically it is a string inside a string. Then some punctuation characters are also there. So this is going to remove your delimiting characters like maybe space or maybe comma, etc. So it just does the opposite of tokenization. This is a special feature available here. Then next is Indic phonetic. Okay. So in phonetic analysis, you are going to check whether two characters sound similar. Okay. Now there are some characters, consonants, and some other things. Is it a nasal character and so on? So you can check those things here. So direct functions are available here. Is vowel, is consonant, is nasal. To that you pass the parameter. One is the first parameter is the character and second parameter is the language, and it will give you the output. So it's very simple. Direct functions are available. You just need to import the required library and use the appropriate functions with appropriate parameters, and it will give you the result. The next is transliterate. Okay, so in transliterate you can see here again there is a input text and there's a function. So the function is transliterate, but it's a method under Unicode Indic Translator module. So you can specify it here. Then again, the first parameter is the input text. Second parameter is the source language. And third parameter is the destination language. So now what happens here is this Hindi text will be converted to Telugu text. Okay. But the difference is it will not be translated. It will be transliterated. So when you read in Telugu, you will still be reading the Hindi sentence. Okay, when you read in Telugu, you are still reading that आज मौसम अच्छा है, सूरज उज्जवल है और बारिश के कोई संकेत नहीं है, and so on. Okay, so please note this is not a translation, this is transliteration. You read it in any language, it will still be a Hindi sentence. The next is n-grams. Okay, this is a very huge code, so let me explain in just 1 or 2 minutes. So now you assume the input string here. सुनो कुछ आवाज आ रही है phone, right? So there is a sentence. Now in n-gram analysis you have just the grams, then bigrams, trigrams, and so on. Okay, in n-grams actually we are checking for frequency of co-occurring words. Okay, so when I say bigram, I'm checking the frequency of 2 words occurring together. When I'm saying trigram, I'm checking for 3 words occurring together. Okay, so maybe suno and kuch, how many times it is occurring? Suno and awaz, suno and rahi, suno and phone. So these are all bigrams. Then similarly, when I say trigrams, I can say that suno kuch awaz, then kuch awaz phone, like that. Okay, so I'm checking the frequency of co-occurring words. This is also a very important language feature. So let me check for stanza.run. I don't have much time now. So in just 2 minutes, let me see the demo here. I will copy the same sentence and I'll put it in stanza online demo, and you can see here different parts like parts of speech, then named entities, lemmas, dependency pairs, etc. And you can also select the language in which you want to perform the natural language processing. So Hindi is available, so I will select Hindi, then I'll click on submit. Okay, so now you can see here the first section is part of speech. So it has identified the different part of speech in a sentence. So it is saying nouns, then pronouns, then the symbols, etc., then the verbs. So there's a code for everything here. Then similarly, the next task it is performing is lemmas. In case of lemmas, okay, you can see here there's a term here janne, so it has converted into its root form jan. Okay, then similarly there is a word called as ghumte, right? So it has converted into its root form ghum. Okay, so this is what happens in case of lemmatization. Okay. Then next is named entity recognition. So this feature is not available for Hindi language at this time. Then universal dependencies. So it is showing the dependency graph between different words of a sentence. Okay. So you can see here, this is showing very nice output. If you are performing the similar tasks on other languages, say for example English, or say some foreign languages like European languages, then you will get uh, very useful output. But with respect to Indic languages, there is still scope for improvement. So you might have seen here named entity recognition feature is not there. So again, you can check the present status of the work. So if you are interested in open source contributions, you can always get back to the or connect to the core contributor and try to contribute to this particular section. Okay, so I will stop here. If there are any questions, I can take them quickly. So before the next speaker joins.